Alright, I'm loading into the TTS server for this round. That looks like the chat didn't clear from from the last one.
Alright, I'm gonna go.
Okay, TTS server is live and visible. I'm going to step away to create the oven. I'll be back in a few moments, and we'll see what teams we've got showing up.
Sounds good. Let's see here.
Okay, I'm back in like 6 to 8 minutes. I will go throw food in the oven, and then sometime after that I will go retrieve it so I can eat it. But in the meantime, we are good to go. One of the players vanished.
Okay.
I guess I can pull up their teams.
Looks like this is a pool I matchup. Which is
A pool U matchup. Oh, literally I, right. Okay, who we got?
Despite being the pool I matchup, there's not an I to be seen.
Wait, is that true? Yeah, you're right. No Zolts, no Eternaluses. Okay, we have... Oh dear. I don't know which TTS name corresponds with which Discord name.
I believe, given that they're hosting TY Odin is one of them.
That makes sense.
And the other I am unsure of.
Carl, Emogine, Ryu. Okay, this person likes tanks.
This person likes tanks. This person likes ranges 2 with a dash of 1.
Yeah, I would agree.
And also a relatively straightforward team to pilot, which is good.
Looks like Minos is entered as Carson. Okay, I'm assuming this based on I know who the other 3 people are, and I don't recognize Minos' screen name, so...
Fair enough.
Cyrus, Emogine, Iacquis. Ooh, they both have an Emogine. Alright, I'm hyped.
You should be.
Yep, best teams. We're good.
Could we see an Emogine mirror?
We could, and it would be really dumb, because mirrors are hilarious.
An Emogine mirror even worse, though.
Well, on the other hand, we could also see Emogine Carl, which is a terrifying matchup, as, you know, you and I can both attest. Carl will elbow the crap out of that wonderful, wonderful character. Poor thing.
Well, it's almost as if 4 is a very sensitive speed number for Emogine.
It is. On the other hand, Cyrus into Carl looks a lot less good for Carl. Lastly, we have Iacquis and Ryu, who are both kind of fighting against everyone, I think, on the opposing team.
Yeah, if I'm not feeling exceptionally into one of those, I think if I am the top team, I would probably lead Cyrus, though the Emogine matchup, well, that's the thing. Cyrus is kind of Cyrus can play his game, but he really has a lot of trouble killing any of those characters.
That is
Um,
true. He does not do a ton of damage.
so it might be a Yaquis lead, and if you read that from the other side, Ryu does very well against Yaquis.
Yeah. Not necessarily amazing, but pretty darn well. The thing is that Ryu has really good boosts, and Yaquis has only a few really good boosts. What the? Someone playing
I see we
Renea.
have a visual representation of prize support hitting the table.
That looked like a briefcase to me, which is why I said I think it was Renea.
Do we have a Renea in this pool?
No. Just terrible joke.
There is one on Byron.
Oh yeah, Byron running Renea, Umina, Jeanette. Good old team control.
That is a team that I am terrified of.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot of puzzles to figure out in a very short period of time.
This is kind of a funny tool, or a funny pool rather, because we have 2 Emogines and 2 Carls. So you're going to see a bunch of Carls into Emogines potentially, which makes me feel very sad for my favorite character, Emogine. Not that it's by any means unwinnable. It's just terrifying. Oh, here we go.
Well, hold on a moment.
Wait, Bison?
We appear to have seen the wrong teams.
Then I was wrong about who T.Y. Odin. T.Y. Odin is Minos, is not hosting.
Ah.
Okay. Which means Guts the Dog is Enchantress. Okay, Enchantress, Bison, Seijun. That's totally different. That's a team of boss characters.
That is a brutal team.
And completely different from what I was expecting. So first up we have Ryu versus Bison. Okay, this is a pretty fair matchup actually.
This is it's very much Bison has some difficulties exerting his will, and because Ryu can always be somewhere else. Yep. But Ryu, it's also expensive for Ryu to put the real pressure back on Bison, who can react with all sorts of unfair things.
Yep. Bison is very good at doing unfair things if he plays like a dirty cheater. Oh yeah, as Gobox points out, it's also a lore matchup.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, well, looking at those teams again, now that we know who the actual players are, whoops, Enchantress, Hardcore Zoner, Seijun, closer range boss character. Bison and Seijun have a lot in common. Enchantress is the standout that's very different from the others.
Very interesting. Whoa! I have a cat. Let's see here.
I think Ryu... Let's see. Bison always wants to go first on the basis of you can boost Bison dollars immediately, get a bunch of value, start loading up in resources, at least in my opinion.
What do you think about Emogine into Bison?
I think it's pretty obnoxious for Emogine, but by no means unwinnable. A lot of Bison's stuff is just going to trade with her, and she can afford to trade. Psycho Punisher is the real threat, as it is against most characters, actually. But like she'll trade blows for days, and she is a little bit faster than her at close range. Sorry, she is a little bit faster than him at close range. So, I think it's fine. Maybe a slight favor Bison, but like, I as an Emogine wouldn't really hesitate going into a Bison. The only thing that ruins my day is Psycho Punisher, aka Season 3 God of War,
aka that card.
Excuse me for a moment. I need to go put food in the oven.
We appear to have a shuffle up. We appear to have a toss happened at some point. We've got Bison on the play. Got relatively shallow nulls from both players.
Alright, sorry about that.
No worries.
20 minutes, I will step away again.
Wow, we had turn 1 prep from Bison after a relatively shallow mull.
No, didn't draw Bison dollars, I guess. That's how it goes.
I'm still surprised they didn't take a Bison action instead of a raw prepare.
That is pretty unusual. Yeah. It's almost always better. We'll see.
I'm hard pressed to imagine 5 cards or 6 even. No, 5 cards so valuable that you wouldn't want to put one of them in your gauge.
Yeah, and if they're high value cards, then I would have pitched them back in the mulligan so that you can draw into them. Bison actually needs to be pretty sensitive to the number of actions that he's spending on things. Like most boss characters, he needs to get stuff done as fast as possible because his real weakness is that it takes a lot of actions to be effective. So, turn 1 prep is very dangerous.
And Ryu moves to range 1.
That's a good boost. It's a very good boost.
Spending a focus. Sets up for a pretty decent Devil's Reverse and sets up for a pretty decent Sliding Kick. Very good Somersault Skulldiver. Or just any number of things. It's also very interesting how stun immunity on a boost warps people's sense of play. They start thinking, well, it's no point in playing fast.
Which is untrue. Although,
absolutely not.
Ryu did spin to cross already, so he can't exactly cross out of things. Oh, what do we got?
My read here is definitely, as hilarious as it seems, I would read Tatsu here.
I would read Donkey Kick.
Donkey Kick's probably the better card.
Oh no. That is an EX response. If this is Sliding Kick, it is just going to blow Ryu out of the water. Oh, what? Wait, what?
Wow. Stun Immune EX Cross. Into a 1-inch punch.
Well, I mean, it wins the strike, but wow, that's an interesting play.
That is a lot spent.
Stun immunity at speed 7. That's pretty extra. Alright. And that is a head stomp down, both crosses. But it puts Bison in range 3. I believe Ryu initiated that, right? Yes, because Bison responded with an EX. So, yeah. Bison's turn.
It's also 1 head stomp down.
It's true. Strike, no crits.
No critical.
Assault or spike, I guess. Maybe sweep. It's actually not a bad place to initiate with sweep.
Lock into a dive.
Alright, it's a dive. That is a dive down, which is important because Ryu has Way of the Warrior, a fantastic boost, which we might see come into play at some point during this game. What will Ryu spend? Cards or life? A focus. That's interesting. Focus is a high value card against Bison because it can deal with most of his attacks. I believe all of his attacks except for... that's not quite true. He has 2 that can evade it. Ryu preps.
At range 1.
Bison preps.
Ooh.
Bison
Again,
prepping.
No Bison action.
Bison prepping might be fair. He only has 2 cards in hands, so chances are much better that he just doesn't have anything he wanted to pitch.
Definitely feels like Minos is the one playing scared here. They're looking at Bison card shapes and worrying.
Well, he did play 1-inch punch at range 1. That's not really a scared play. Sorry,
with no crit. To be fair, in addition, that's a good point.
I didn't mean at range 1 because that's where you play it generally. Range 3 is hilarious, but another prep by Ryu. But yeah, I would probably be boost warring if I had any good boosts as Ryu, and he usually does. Sweep to gauge. All right, fair enough. Hey, 2-4-6 engage. On our way to Jinremu Bison. I mean, defensive? No. Reading? What? Whoa. Okay. Alright, here we go. Spike, I guess, because we haven't seen any. 045, Head Stomp, Psycho Punisher. So the cards he had were probably Head Stomp and Block, which I would have chambered a block, but not spinning Head Stomp makes sense. Oh, whoa.
That is not what was intended. Whoa!
And that's an undo button. Oh boy, here we go. Everything gets more
Hold your
exciting.
breath.
Yep. I'm just going to zoom out so everyone can see. This is why we don't push the undo button very often.
I always do that too, actually, from my perspective, to see the perpendicular board.
Yep. This could take a while. And the greatest misplay of all was pressing undo. Although, wait a minute, where's Ryu's attack?
What is going on here? Guess they're still... Did we have a focus misplay? Oh dear. Oh dear.
That could be very, very bad.
I'm not sure how to remedy that.
Personally, I would just rule it as a wild swing.
That seems fair.
If his opponent's willing to take his word that that's what he would have set, then that's their call between them. Oh, good point. Jay points out that it is basically the Bison player's error for revealing his hand ahead of Ryu setting his attack, since that's early tip. Huh. Okay. That's fair enough. Dawn kick is good. Value for Ryu.
Putting Bison at Bison range for basically free. So I guess, you know, into advantage means... So tell me, I don't know about you, but do you, if you had it, would you crit Hadoken here? And if you saw a crit come out, would you Psycho Punisher?
If I saw a crit come out at this point in the game, I would play the Psycho Punisher. I would not crit Doken.
We have a Ryu action to range 4. Not unreasonable.
Yeah, that's fine. Get out of Bison's favorite range. Plus, if he doesn't have a Hadoken in particular. Bison preps. Bison will need to move in eventually. Range 4 is just not a good range for him.
A Way of the Warrior here, I think, is... or...
I think Ryu can just step back. Threaten his Hado. Range 5 is basically incontestable. Striking with one card, so Tatsu, Dive, Hado mix up. Amusingly, Dive beats Psycho Punisher, so I would not respond to Psycho Punisher, really. I would probably block Focus Cross, something like that. Not Cross, not Cross, not Cross. Besides Cross being down, don't play Cross against Ryu. Bad play.
Wild Swing.
Well, that's... okay. I mean, that would have actually worked against Tatsu. Sort of.
Hadoken comes out,
Yep.
shoots the Punisher down.
Hopefully Ryu has the sense to recur it, and then the sense not to wild swing it when Bison decides to strike with Psycho Punisher. He did recur it. If Bison strikes here with the crit card, and he should shuffle his hand first, but you know, if he nope, move action. That's fair.
Spending a gauge.
I mean, he'll get it back. It's fine.
He's just, I guess, scared of being Hadoken.
Needs to draw for his turn. Yeah, which, yeah, I mean, if you start to get into a Hado loop, then, you know, take a move action. Although in this case, he was safe against the immediate Shadow Fallout because he can just play Psycho Punisher and out-trade it pretty massively. Wait, to range 1? Wait, well, what beats crits? What beats Psycho Punisher at range 1, or is he just assuming the Bison won't play it until he has another gauge?
Donkey kick?
Nope.
On offense?
Well, on offense, yes. Could have played that at range 2.
Shoryu?
EX Shoryu does. You're right. Okay. Fair enough. EX Assault, comically enough. I don't know if Ryu has EX Assault available though. Bison action. Looks good. Threaten that Ultra.
It is now fully armed and operational.
Mm-hmm. Ryu needs to get some damage in. Bison, given enough time, will set up uncontestable strikes. I was actually talking about this in a previous stream with regard to Seijun. Like, if Seijun has enough of a life lead at the end of the game, she can secure a win because she will eventually gather enough cards to just throw unbeatable attacks. What? Is this the rare Ryu Exceed? The rare, albeit laggy, Ryu Exceed? It sure is.
Wow. Okay.
Huh. Ryu's Exceed is a 2-gauge, very situational flip that changes his ability to also draw him a card. But Ryu right now is riding pretty high in resources, and he's not spending enough to really make it worth it, I feel. If he starts being more aggressive and spending more cards, then he'll get more value out of it. But as long as he's maintaining a defensive playstyle, I don't see it as being worth it to Exceed.
I think having the ability to threaten Metsudoken and Metsushoryuken are incredibly powerful.
Yep.
And I feel here's the Psycho Punisher.
Yeah, crit Psycho Punisher. It's super telegraphed, which means it's not necessarily correct to play it, but it's so good. Like Ryu had to be ready for it, and it's very questionable whether or not he was ready for it. He needs EX Assault, EX Shoryu. Or he's just going to play block. Yeah.
Yeah, not a terrible idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's the option, and that's why Somersault Skull Diver is the mix-up threat. But frankly, 9 power and advantage, this is still worth playing for Bison. Like, it's still absolutely worth playing even if you think your opponent's going to block. So he closes 2, hits for 9, advances 2. Ryu currently taking 7. Ryu currently taking 3.
I mean, I guess a Metsu has a lot less value when you
Ryu taking 1.
and a dive.
Yeah. I mean, spinning the Metsu makes sense, in my opinion.
At 1 gauge and, yeah.
Yeah, in this situation.
1 gauge and 17 cards into your deck.
Yeah. Bison ends up at range 2, gains advantage. Range 2 is awkward. That's a thing with Bison payouts, by the way. Most Bison payouts will end up with him being out of position, kind of like with Vega. Not very far out of position, just a little bit.
It's one of the few things that makes them remotely fair.
This is true.
Lest you forget the old Nightmare booster.
Oh no. What was it, like push 1 gain advantage? I don't remember.
It was this shape, but you didn't have to move.
Oh,
the
so
move
just
was optional.
So you just throw it twice in a row and deal 12 damage for free. Nice.
Yep. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Alright, so Bison probably chambers more gauge at this point. Oh, no striking. Okay. Critical strike.
Crit striking.
Oh, it's head stomp. It's super telegraphed. But Ryu has thrown both focuses away, and I think both blocks. So there's not actually a lot he does about it.
It could be head stomp, or I could see this being Devil's Reverse.
But that has Bison dollars on it. I don't play that attack very much at all. If it was head stomp, crit 1-inch actually would be the really funny read. It feels pretty unsafe, so I don't think Ryu plays it though. It's head stomp, sweep. Okay, that's fine too.
That's a trade.
Yep. Bison closes to range 1. It's 6 for 6, and like Bison loses a card. Life is even. This is actually fine. Like that's what you want to do.
Fine for Ryu.
Yeah, Ryu. That's what Ryu wants. Bison isn't super happy about it, but it's whatever. The real problem is how much time it'll take for Bison to reload his gauge. If he has a Nightmare Booster in hand, he can just boost it, because it's right there in the name. Alright. Psycho Crusher. Great boost. Situational attack. Boost is only good once he's actually, like, fully set up, though, and he's definitely not there.
Prepare from Rio. I'm smelling that those Metsu Hadokens are at the bottom of that deck.
That sounds about right, honestly. Critical Strike, what? Somersault Skull Diver or Sliding Kick? Sliding Kick. Yeah, it's Sliding Kick. Get stunned.
Yeah.
Oof. Rio
Sure you
pops him.
can.
And he sure did. Well, that is a big deal, because Bison is out gauge, Ryu's at range 1 with 4 gauge. Ryu has just taken a decisive lead. And it is Ryu's turn, which is nice.
All of your fancy backflips are no good. You can't actually close the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely... Bison has a lot of actions behind as well, with nothing engaged.
Mm-hmm.
To even critical off of. And a prep.
Yeah, prep. No, that makes sense. I mean, he's at range 1. What's he afraid of? Like...
Psycho Booster, that'll recover.
That is good. Yeah, shows his hand, which is perfectly fine. And
Both
oh yeah, that's yeah. But Nightmare Booster is exactly what you need to recover from this. Sorry, they both have booster in the name. Psycho Booster is the name of the boost on Nightmare Booster. There we go.
Yes.
All right, cool. But yeah, it tells you right there in the card name what to do with that card. Yeah, I think it makes sense for you to stand at range 1 because he has 4 gauge. So you just kind of stand at range 1 and go, yeah, come on, come at me.
I could see a defensive here. I think that would be a strong way of saying I want to fight.
Yeah, I mean, Fierce is good too. Suddenly there is absolutely nothing you can do about Metsu Shoryu if you initiate into him. I would actually probably run Shadowloo Intelligence calling Metsu Shoryu. Critical Strike? What? What? Okay, this has got to be double reverse, right?
It's either bluff or... But why would he not boost it if he had Devil's Reverse? Maybe it's the other...
Oh, gosh.
Bluff.
It was hoping he did not have the Metsu Shoryu, and he sure did. That is 9 damage. Alright. Bison has spent a lot of good tools, and I do not see a good ability to recover from him. At this point, I would probably scoop. Scoop, for those who are not familiar with the term, is, I believe it comes from Magic the Gathering, actually, but the idea is that you pick up all your cards and declare a concession.
Well,
Bison initiated. It is now Ryu's turn, and Ryu is striking into the sweep.
Another crit. It's Assault.
No, SSD.
SSD. Well, it'll trade.
It'll trade. Drops Bison to 1. Drops Ryu to 13.
But puts Bison at range 3 with no cards in hand.
Yep, and no head stomps in deck. Whoa, hold on.
And
they are getting ahead of themselves.
yeah. First arrange the board state.
Yes, and take some damage.
I think they caught on at the last moment.
Yeah. Jay, you're terrible. Jay said he thought the appropriate etiquette for conceding involved standing up, which is why it's called a concession stand.
You're fired. I don't know from what. Into the sun.
Yes. Bison needs to advance and hit and push.
I am unsure where the confusion is.
Yeah, set bar. Oh, they're having voice connection problems.
Ah, that makes sense.
So it's just taking them a while to resolve.
It's funny how much different this match could have turned out if certain cards had been in Bison's hand just 1 or 2 turns earlier. as you mentioned, if Shadow Intelligence was available to knock that Metsu out of hand. But Bison lives and dies by economy, and
Yep. He needed to get through his deck a lot more aggressively, is my opinion. I don't think we saw a single copy of Devil Reverse, which means no Bison dollars were had. The bank ran dry. I'll let Matt answer that, Byron. Byron asked how the last game go at the end of your match earlier, Matt.
it was a very close game. But it was I switched back to Beheaded over Propeller, and I think it was a single-digit life 6-0 win.
That's nice. Is this a critical? Yeah, it's Crit Hatto. Oh no, it is True Master. Or sorry, Way of the Warrior. Same bloody thing. Oh dear, that's the oven. Please excuse me for just a moment.
I'll take over from here. Bison obtains cards, a useful thing for nearly every character. And Ryu is in the driver's seat to close this one out. And this appears to be winding up for an EX. Oh my. EX critical. So that is almost certainly EX Hadoken. Speed, an uncontestably high 8. Power of 7. And those are some numbers. That is the power of Ryu. I hope that card is block. And nope. So with a flurry of key, Ryu takes game 1. It is notable that Bison's favorite range is not 3 when your opponent has +2 power and speed.
Alright, food acquired, and it looks like I just missed the end of it. What was the killing blow? Was it Crit Hatto?
EX Hadoken. EX critical
EX Crit Hadoken, holy cow. Total speed 9, I believe?
6. Yeah, you're right, 9.
Yeah. 3 to 6, 7, 9.
7, 9.
1, 1, for good measure. Yikes.
Pretty good stat line,
Yep.
to be sure. And as I said before you returned, Bison likes range 3, unless your opponent has +2/+2.
Yeah. Nobody likes range 3 when your opponent has +2/+2. It's pretty frighteningly good.
And
except maybe Satoshi, but who cares?
For those of you wondering why being at range 3 when your opponent has +2/+2 is especially bad, it sets you up for the mix-up between a very unanswerable dive, a very unanswerable, even more unanswerable assault, and a very painful spike if you decide to play slowly.
Yes. Slow things do answer the assaults, but the dive is uncontestable, and spike is a very brutal punish for the things that would answer assault.
You'd much rather be at range 1 than range 3 in that position.
Indeed. There's a running joke these days about range 1 being where speed doesn't matter, but it is true that for most characters, being at range 1 means that speed bonuses have less impact on your ability to play defensively. Alright.
So we're seeing a...
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So I have thought about this matchup.
I'm sure you have.
And I do not like it.
So the thing is, Carl will run out of ability to close in. Enchantress might run out of damage.
So I'm going to say something very interesting about this matchup, which I will, which is one of those things that I have never tested. So it really does live in the realm of theorycraft.
Okay.
But if we zoom in for a moment on the ranged options available to Enchantress, you've got Magic Shot. It's very potent against most people. Homing Orb, when you've got the sweet spot, is amazing. And Fire Wave. However, for some of these, Magic Shot in particular, which is sort of completes the mix, you can play reactive improvised weapon and keep it.
Ooh, that is super important.
It makes certain cards no longer trivial to play. And while Carl doesn't get a gauge for it, and let's be honest, Flying Church has 4 guard on it. a cup of coffee is not going to stop her once she's got a head of steam up. But it can, even leaving that moment where your opponent knows you have coffee, can even make Enchantress flinch.
That's pretty interesting. Improvised weapon Byron is 3 to 6, 1, 6. Hit if the opponent initiated the strike, returns to your hand, otherwise gain advantage. Yeah. Yes, that dumb card. Correct.
Other than that, it is a slow matchup. You've got to carefully harvest your dives, carefully harvest your assaults. Do not get them shot down. I think you really need to save cease and desist basically exclusively for if your opponent tries to dark strafe away.
Maybe I should make that font smaller. Why is Enchantress's name so long? Wait, what? Does Luigi get picked? Yes. Okay. Alright, I'll worry about making this look nice later. For now, we're just gonna... do that.
But this is one of those matchups where it definitely feels like what happened there? Mull or
Molds face up by accident?
oh. Maybe they weren't sure if they were first or second.
Yeah, I think they reset who... Yeah, they weren't sure of the first, second thing, so they reset.
Okay.
So, yeah. Byron observes he expects a fair number of overload dives, which makes sense. I think that beats everything except Homing Orb, right?
Yeah. Actually, it beats Homing Orb too.
Oh, yeah, it's a special. Well, it'll probably miss, though.
Yeah.
Positioning permitting. Mm-hmm.
Think Enchantress would mind if I healed her at 30?
I think you shouldn't pick a color if you don't already have one, but you should... Yeah, just leave it, just leave it. It's not an error yet. They probably won't mistakenly think she actually has one life.
That is fair. Minimal intercession is probably the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've noticed a thing where if you pick a color, there's a slight visual glitch. So, I don't want that to happen during the middle of a tournament game.
That seems... Yes, and you reset her life to 3 times the number of masks. End of each round.
Sounds like a different spellcasting character.
Well.
Homing Orb? Homing Orb.
Certainly. I mean...
Or Fire Wave.
Could be Fire Wave.
Just depends what you drew,
Bit
right?
cheeky if it's Fire Wave.
I mean, that's fine. Oh, that was unwise.
There's the coffee.
There's the coffee. Magic Shot is not free.
Put that sauce away, take one, and move on with your day.
Oof. And now he should hold that coffee for the rest of the game.
Agreed. Agreed. Turn 1, coffee into Magic Shot. That is...
Yep.
Yeah. I apologize to everyone for showing a little bit of correlated favoritism, because I, too, play this character a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's the first headlong. A very careful resource spent. I would have loved for that to be crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Opening EX.
Ooh, EX attack. Maybe it's Spiral Orb.
Feels like Spiral Orb. Smells like Spiral Orb. If he's got elbow, this is the...
That would be incredibly demoralizing.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Enchantress here for sure, because the Enchantress player lost the first game, so it's easy decision for me.
Future matches, yes. I can agree with that sentiment.
Yeah. Gowaxel observes correctly that Carl was very brave to play the coffee because it did look like a homing orb setup. What do we get? Oh, we get lag. Oh, it's sweep into power short. That will crush it, which actually means it could be worse because power short still gets 2 armor.
Carl loses a card.
Mm-hmm.
And sweeps are gone, so no speed boost from Enchantress. Not that she's a boost character when she can possibly avoid it.
Mm-hmm. But sweep is a high value card, so it's fun.
I can totally see playing that. It does crush Spiral Orb, but doesn't crush EX Spiral Orb, so I guess it could have also been EX Homing Orb from range 1, because that does...
Wait, it doesn't crush Spiral Orb. Spiral Orb's principal speed is 2. Right?
I was, yeah, but more than that, it would have armor and guard to sit through power short if it was EX.
Never mind, principal speed is 1. But yes, quite right. It would just tank it. Hold on, did Carl discard a card?
I do not know.
Would you mind asking in chat, because I have food in my hand?
Sure.
That is a resounding no.
Fair enough. Ooh.
Oh. Okay, Enchantress just needs to play the resource game now. That is both headlong runs out. Yes, Byron, and the thing that prevents sweeps from discarding cards is now completely down. Oh, she had the homing orb.
But she couldn't EX it.
Right,
but she had it for turn 1.
Yeah, but turn 1 she could have played it. Your wisdom has cost me dearly. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. This is suddenly pretty dangerous for Carl.
Different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth noting, Disarming Strike still exists, which is incredibly annoying.
That is true. Speed 6, close 2.
And Elbow deals with nearly all of her defensive cards.
Yep.
Even Shattering Scream.
On offense it does. On defense not so much.
Okay, we're seeing EX into a Fresh Hand Enchantress.
Hopefully it's Assault. Or Spike, actually.
Or Dive. I think
Dive takes the corner.
Here.
Dive
That's
is not good.
Concern.
Yeah. And Dive puts him in the corner, which means Enchantress will retreat 5 or 6 next turn. And that's really bad for Carl.
That coffee will not get you all the way there in 1 damage increment.
Byron says if it's Dive, it better be Fake Dive. What he means is Overload Dive instead of Natural EX Dive. I definitely think it's Overload. It's way too early to drop Natural EX, in my opinion. What? Natural EX Dive. Alright. That said, she drops her second magic shot, which is pretty wasteful for her. So that sucks.
He dropped EX Dive. He dropped both his dives.
Yeah. This is bad. He put himself in the corner. So he's definitely, like, winning these strikes at the moment, but I'm not sure it will help him win the game.
I would never have played that in a heartbeat. There's no universe in which that's the play.
Well, we'll see. There's time yet. Alright, Enchantress. Run away like the coward that you are, because it is the best move.
Can only flee 4 at least. Only someone had a card like Dive.
There might be ultras in there. Yep.
Oh, there are 2.
Oh! Wait, what? Moving the wrong character. Moving the wrong character. That is fantastic. Personally,
to be fair,
I probably would have actually used Dark Strafe.
And 1 Fire Wave gone.
Yeah. But it gives her time to do shenanigans, which is not good.
It's true. It's true.
He's preparing. Yep.
Which is safe.
Gonna build that hand so that he can jump in a little bit later. What?
Almost
No, it's
certainly a
block.
block.
Yeah, it's just block. It'd be pretty funny if it was Fire Wave to catch him trying to jump forward.
I would commend that. That's an easy 4 damage and gauge.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that card's a little too important now.
I mean, I agree. I really like Fire Wave. It's probably the special I value most out of hers.
That's a good point. She could have used Dark Strafe and saved the Fire Wave in hand and reloaded to 4.
Yeah, I think that would have been a bit better. Reload to 5, I think. She could spend the Ultra. Dark Strafe costs 2.
Ah.
And it draws up to 3, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, you're right. Draw or discard of 3. When will Carl reshuffle?
Not soon. We haven't seen any Ultras drop.
Probably not until both crosses are gone. Once they are, frankly, I'd consider it.
But yeah.
You can't outlast her. She is a reshuffle more than you.
Yep.
Playing from hand, probably for movement.
Yeah, it's got to be like a disarming strike. Oh, what? What?
What?
Hold on. Did these two characters mix up who they were?
I don't. Okay.
Enchantress
Someone
moving
clip that, by the way.
toward Carl. Sorry, what?
Someone clip that. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I don't know what I no longer understand Exceed.
Yeah, that's fair. Me neither.
It's a strange world. That said, range
That
4
said,
with both
there's-
dives down, so
There's not a universe here where I don't move 1 with Carl.
absolutely, absolutely.
The only thing I might not do that's move 1 is cross to move 3.
Making her discard or advancing 2?
Profoundly disagree with that.
All right. Wait, what?
Uh,
Okay, okay. Whoa!
What?
So these are very different players than us. This is an interesting game. This is exciting.
We are officially off the maps.
Yep. Opponent either advances 2, retreats 2, or takes 5 damage and moves up to 2. So yeah.
I believe this will be a move to R2.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that
For sure.
seems reasonable and appropriate.
Yep. Enchantress
5.
ends her turn without striking for the first time, I think.
Wow, spent an elbow and an assault.
This is an interesting game. Call preps.
And a prep. Prep on 4-card Enchantress.
I mean, she should just retreat. Okay, that could be cross.
That's probably cross.
If she has cross, it should be cross. If she doesn't have
Can't be
cross,
coffee in response. So
yeah. If she doesn't have cross, though, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't think that's play, buddy.
It's cross. That beats whatever his EX is. Yeah.
EX? Oh, well, he doesn't take anything.
No, he takes 1. 3 armor. 4,
that's right.
4 power.
Yeah.
It's not a special.
1 damage, draws a card. Enchantress flees.
Yeah.
If I was Carl here, which I'm not, but if I was, my thinking would now be, can I get to 4 gauge before I have to reshuffle?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is looking less and less like so.
Well, he still has 2 blocks, right? He did ditch the coffee from earlier, though, which is unfortunate.
He did just 1 coffee earlier, so EX coffee is no longer a threat. I mean, that's an interesting thing, is boost grasp, stare at an opponent at this range.
Unisod, if you want to know when they're streaming, you can subscribe to my channel, Playman's channel, and Ogre Yama's channel, and find out and get notifications. I don't know if Playman's actually going to be streaming games, but I am and Ogre Yama is.
So
Defend.
we have a defend.
Okay, it makes whatever movement he has left safe. Although she's not really threatening anything right now. Both magic shots are down. She can't hit with Humming Orb. She doesn't have Rapid Beam.
She might have one more Fire Wave, but
Oh, does she have one more
you can
Fire Wave?
get under that.
No, he can't. It's 3 to 6. It's 3 to 6, and he's out of dives.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He could cross out of it, which would be about the funniest thing in the... Oh, she wants to make him come forward so she can hit him and then reload. So she calls Assault, because he's out of dives. And she plays Sweep or Spike. No Assaults.
No bananas.
Oh. He has another
and
copy.
He had the cross. That's fascinating.
He might have drawn it after his defense, because it's that...
That's fair, given its position in hand.
Yeah.
I guess he's making a hand for copying. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I would
blink
feels
like
like
one by
Fire
playing
Wave.
Coffee. I don't think it's Fire Wave.
Yeah. Coffee gets you literally nothing.
It gets you 1 damage, which at this point I'll take everything.
Not on Fire Wave.
Well, no, but I don't think it's Fire. Oh, what? Okay. Oh, she was just trying to empty her hands.
Okay.
So she probably named something like Spike to get rid of the other copy or whatever.
Why is that focus going to gauge? There we
Wrong
go.
card. Mm-hmm. Okay. No, that's actually a perfectly fine play for Enchantress. It gets rid of his defend, it gives her hand knowledge, and it lets her reload. I thought it was crazy at first, but this is fine.
I mean, yeah, if he plays Coffee, there's nothing to it. There's the run.
Yep. So 2 or 3 is the question.
I think he runs a 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
Are both focuses down for Enchantress?
1 is for sure, obviously. Don't know about the other.
I'm just thinking out loud about that grasp that we know exists. I feel like this is Flying Charge.
That'd be good.
Could also just be Spiral Orb. I can't be elbowed.
For some reason, it feels like Spiral Orb to me. But I've been wrong every other turn, so... I don't know, I guess it's like Assault.
With cards known in hand, that's pretty safe. It beats... You know that there's 2 Ultras that can't be played, a Grasp, and some... Wow.
Oh,
Spike.
nice.
Wow.
Alright.
5 damage
that
for
is,
Enchantress.
and that is her 4th gauge. That is extremely important.
With 7 cards left, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, is that 7 in deck? Yeah, okay.
7 in deck. I would see if there's more that I can mine out of my hand. Hit it.
Yeah, I would try to get more value out of her hand before she exceeds. And she's doing that. Oh. Hold up, Carl. Oh, no, she was just paying the cost. I thought she might have been EXing. Okay. Assault and Spiral Orb.
2.
Yep, but only takes 3, so...
That Carl robot durability.
Yep.
She may filter like crazy.
Yep. He correctly only took 3. That's good. I mean, I probably pitch my hand here if I'm Enchantress, but it depends. Because Carl's out of focuses, if I recall correctly.
I believe so.
Yeah, so reading isn't a threat.
So decline on both triggers, looks like.
That's what it looks like, yeah. I guess she feels like she can get value out of this hand.
If Flying Charge was left, I'd draw.
Huh.
We've got...
What's the EX here? Is there
Probably
2 power
EX
shorts? Grasp, or I think both power shorts are still up, right?
No. Remember, we had the one come up on the Wild Swing.
Oh, right.
Where it got EX sweeped.
Yep, you're right.
Grasp. Into...
Oh.
Grasp.
That is unfortunate. I feel like that was probably...
On the EX Grasp. That's,
Yeah. I feel like that was solvable for Carl... Wait, what?
Yeah, she's stunned.
Didn't she initiate?
No, he initiated.
Oh, well, never mind then. Alright. Sorry, I'm still distracted by food. That's good for Carl.
Yeah, it's very good. It's 3 gauge, and that's what I said. It's like, can I hit 4, flip, and then reshuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Because that makes all of my bets that much better.
Yeah.
I have to win that many fewer to win this game.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he needs, because Enchantress doesn't get that kind of benefit. Like, she wants to flip, but it doesn't... Like, it gives her better access to cards, better EX attacks, less awkward handshake management.
What?
Change cards?
Change card? I guess they really wanted the Dark Strafe in discards? But if
it would already go to discard, you just spend it. Huh. Maybe there's something in there that she really, really wants. This is interesting.
I mean, what's left?
Not much. I feel like if Carl had counted... Well, I don't know. There's probably nothing else you could do about the grass. But, like, I think he probably could have figured out that she was holding the grass. He beat it, so that's good. I'm just like, I assume that's a tongue-in-cheek reference, Byron.
At that board state, it would have lost the EX line charge. So, I keep saying it, but it is still live, I believe.
Oh, really? Huh. No, I'm pretty sure she played one. No, she definitely played one flying charge.
Okay.
I'm almost sure of it.
Hey, prepare.
Okay, that's fine. He has her cornered.
Right. What is that?
Force special of some sort, I think. Oh, whoa. Oh!
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Alright.
That turns everything around.
Yep. That punches him down to 11 remaining life. Loses that power short. I do not think that Carl is going to be able to exceed before he has to reshuffle. I think he has to reshuffle, like, now. Because she's about to exceed.
That is a real...
It's tragic.
That is a real rough situation. Hard-pressed to think that there isn't a disarming strike in there that would have gotten him out of that mess. But he played for today, and I respect it. You gotta try to land those power shorts. It is
That's a prep.
Another straight prep.
Oh, have we seen any authorized? I think we saw both autonomous.
There's at least one other ultra.
Yeah.
There's at least one other ultra in hand. And...
Huh.
That...
What is that?
Who knows? At this point, we're all good. As they say, I got hit. I got hit.
Yep. This could easily be assault, right? I'm just not sure what else she has that she wants to play. Flying charge is pretty bad here.
I mean, it's good against if you're going to bait up a disarming strike.
True.
Trade 2 for 3. Lose a card you don't care about.
Carl should probably wild swing either way, unless he can call it. But it seems a little hard to call to me, even though she has so few options left. She has proven a willingness to be unpredictable.
Is there another Spiral Orb?
Honestly, not sure. I don't think so.
Or the world's cheekiest Shattering Scream?
Oh, what do we got? EX Sweet.
Into
Trades with Focus. Alright. Oh, but that will make her... No, she won't. She'll draw. She'll draw. Okay. I was about to say, he'll knock that card out.
Because the hit effect... Oh, yeah, she'll
draw afterwards.
Too. Yeah.
Because using her reshuffle here would actually be really bad.
Somehow I don't think the game's going to last that long. But it doesn't inhibit her ability to actually flip and make use of it.
That's fair, but she's such a low damage character in general, I still feel like it would be a problem.
Okay. Did they not resolve the draw and discard? Okay, so they resolved the discard, and she's just flipping, so the draw effect doesn't matter.
I'm guessing that they skipped both effects because it doesn't matter because she's exceeding.
Fair enough.
Because it really doesn't matter. You combine your hand deck and discard.
And if I was Carl, I would flip myself.
Or they forgot, but either way, it's fine. And yeah, Carl flips, absolutely. Alright. This is still anyone's game, actually. Carl has a ton of extra damage on board. I think he does need to exceed to get those ultras back, though. Sorry. Reshuffle.
Yes, this is the next action. You're looking to survive the next 2 strikes. You're looking to reshuffle, and you're looking to bring a whole new host of threats back online.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally 1-2 punch her to death.
Oh, no.
Oh, brutal.
That is good bait and the worst case.
Okay.
I mean,
Takes 4.
she discards a normal, but she really doesn't care. And yeah, he goes to 4 life.
That was rough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he had an answer left to that, but
he probably didn't. I think both crosses and both spikes are down.
now the only other thing I would do instead of reshuffling here is if I had an elbow, I would boost it.
I believe he's out both elbows, but I could be wrong. Either way, he needs the chance at drawing a good answer. Did she skip her draw? She skips her draw.
Interesting.
No, like it's like accidentally.
Oh, her focus draw.
Why? Not her ability. We're not talking about her ability. Excuse me. Wait, what? I guess she just ended her turn?
That was her strike, though.
Oh, did she initiate? I thought Carl did. Carl exceeded and then she initiated.
Right, so she shouldn't draw 2. She should draw 1, unless she did nothing.
Oh, whatever. He's parrying.
Okay, well, parry. The card teach her well. I don't think that's a high value parry at all.
They're both looking at her ability like it matters. It doesn't matter during strikes.
I also would not have done that parry. I would have held onto that block and I reshuffled.
Mm-hmm.
But,
okay, she's shuffling back in the card.
And we're still gonna rule that the parry still hit, so she.
Yeah,
it wasn't. 5.
It wasn't her end of turn draw. There we go. And she extracts. Oh boy. Well, this could be basically anything.
I mean, it feels like it's probably just Shattering Screen.
Yeah.
Like that's
super
incredibly
safe
and wins the game.
She has to have drawn it, and odds are low, but she could have drawn it.
That's fair.
One thing's for sure, it's whatever she drew.
DX flying charge is potentially lethal. Lots of things. That is fair, Jay.
I mean, these aren't rules questions. They are actual errors, right?
Right.
He's dead.
That should be game, yes.
She takes 4, she's not stunned.
Yeah.
He retreats 3, and she spins her hand to close 3 or whatever.
And that closes it out.
Yep. Technically, she could choose not to hit him, but, you know, let's be real. Sup, Blue?
2-3.
Yep, there it is. GG. All right. Yeah, on to game 3. Let me mark that off. Whoop. Whoop. No.
So Enchantress is out. Going back to the matchup chart. So it's Bison or Seijun versus Ryu's out. So Carl or Emogine
Oh wait,
versus
I just put
Bison
a check mark
or
next to
Seijun.
Carl. That's incorrect. I would run Seijun here.
Into Carl or Emogine?
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with that either way. I don't really like the Carl matchup. But, like, I'm never going to like a Carl matchup. I'm terrified of that robot.
Wow.
Bison Imaging. Ooh, boy.
Well, we talked about it at the start.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're getting to see it.
Yep. See how they play it, but that's my girl. Emogine is my favorite character. I'm pretty excited about this. Watch me yelling at the screen because they're not doing the things I would do.
No, this is also, I think, you and I have played, I would say, mid-double digits Imogine matches.
Oh, almost certainly, yeah. I mean, certainly, if not triple. But yeah.
And I'm pretty confident that you've found her optimal lines of play. But she's a Season 2 promo that is somewhat awkward to use. So the question is, how is this Imogine going to play? And does her opponent know anything about fighting Imogine?
That is a big question.
Especially because Bison's tendency to commit big resources. I mean, if Bison opens with a furious crit head stomp into Blood for Blood, we'll know that...
That would be pretty awful for Bison.
Right.
Now, Flame Maester commentators are purely optional.
We are just here on this day, the opening of the tournament, and we're excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Emogine moles, she's going first. I would hard mole for blood, but you don't have to, because it is a pretty good attack, actually.
You know what else is pretty good? Free gauge. It also strikes me that Evil Within has a lot of potency in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Turn 1 prep.
Evil Within is essential into any set play character, especially a character who relies on boosts. We've seen this Bison willing to boost the good boosts, but that could actually, that could actually backfire if she runs Evil Within.
It is worth noting that Hand of Judgment is not the bailout against Nightmare Booster as it could be.
Wait, a strike? A non-crit strike? That's pretty face up, yeah. It's dive or his dive-like.
Well,
this is really good for Emogine. She'll trade up. Well, she'll trade even, but she'll get a transformation.
yeah. Transformation that I hope she has in hand.
Let's hope. Uh-oh. She didn't have one, I guess.
Or she forgot the trigger?
Well, it's optional, so no error there.
Wow. Wowzers. Oh.
No, she's striking.
Wow.
Oh, there's Evil Within. That's very early. Whoa,
Spending.
Bison. You do not get to respond from hands. What are you doing?
Oh, she's spending a DC 3. Wow. What is that hand? We have a crit strike in return. Oh my goodness. What is going
This is not a
on?
rules error. Bison has started his turn a good few steps early because Emogine needs to discard an end turn. But yeah, she did a CC3. She needs to discard for a turn, and then she'll respond to Bison's critical strike that she now knows about in advance. This is just a misplay on Bison's part, but it's fine. That's both crosses? It's not that high value against Bison.
I mean, you still want to be able to, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Wild Swing, checking.
Whoa, no.
That's, again, Bison's fault.
That's Bison's error, yeah. He tips his card. She gauges this.
That was clean play.
Yeah, that was clean play.
Power 6.
Pushes 2.
Did Emogine spend the life for
Yeah.
her? Yes,
She had a dive to gauge.
Yep. Dropping the spike. And
Deciding if she wants to spin anything else.
taking the 2.
Yep, taking the 2.
Taking the 2. I guess didn't know was a crit or is deciding to spend one more. Okay, spends the grass. Gets pushed to R3.
Not take the 2 then.
Yes.
Okay.
2 force was spent. It goes to gauge.
Yep. All right. Left checks out.
Let's see what happens here. That's true.
Blue is calling out Psycho Booster. Wild Swing, please hold.
Yeah.
That is at least what I say every single time.
Then there's maybe new characters with a similar please hold.
Yep, notably Plague Knight. Oh, let's see. Thank you for the follow, Ironhide. Bison dollars would be good here. I think Bison just needs to build up his stats and get ready to throw late game damage. Like, that's the thing, if you sit back and buff yourself up for long enough, you know, like a mountain lion, make yourself appear larger.
We got a Bips in action.
Yep. It's kind of bad for Emogine, because she really doesn't want to have to initiate into you without something like Evil Within on board.
I feel like we're going to see something silly like just EX Guilty Pan from hand.
Hey, that's a really good... Yeah, no, she draws 2. She drew 2.
Okay. That's questionable to me. I would have moved to range 2.
Same. I mean, it's Emogine. Range 2 is real good. Bison boost power, that's fine. She has defend and play. I wonder if he's setting up Spike or SSD, because it's pretty much got to be one or the other.
Crit SSD seems pretty good at power 7. Ignoring armor.
Mm-hmm. Still trades down against a bunch of her shenanigans.
I mean, you'd need... Well, I guess with defend up, anything's possible.
Yeah.
That would be a immense play if we saw, say, crit SSD into just blood for blood.
Mm-hmm. What do we got? Strike from hand by Emogine?
Strike from hand by Emogine.
I mean, I guess Guilty Pan is like the obvious play here. It doesn't feel very good.
Guilty Pan feels like it gets blown up by a lot of things.
It doesn't. It has 1 armor, 8 guard. What?
Wow.
Bison, your cheek. It is huge. Alright, so she will pop him for 4 and stun, gaining advantage. At least it didn't crit it.
we need a wah counter.
I mean, it's good that he didn't crit if he's going to try something that unsafe, Blue. It's her advantage. She has 4 gauge. Oh, man. Hop over 2 spaces and threaten Touch Divinity.
She can't. She has no crosses left.
She's got 4. She's got cards. It's fine. Oh, Bison dollars. There it is.
Some bips and bucks. And draw one more.
For end of turn.
Draw one more. Draw one more. Draw one more. Should we correct that? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. On the go.
I want to say if either of the players in this match come back and watch this, our was are not in any way denigrating your play. In fact, you mixed us up. So well done.
That's that. Yeah, exactly. Like, the things that we don't see coming are things that we won't see coming. So don't take it as a bad thing.
So that's the universe's biggest SSD. And +2 speed Emogine do anything about it?
It's not the biggest SSD. It's 5 power. She should just like play whatever. It's fine. Purifying Chime.
I just mean it's the most obvious one.
Uh-oh. Oh, is this EX Pan? Oh, no. Oh, he blows up.
Oh, kaboom. Kaboom skis.
3 life from her, 7 from him. Yikes.
I really feel like I felt like that was in hand.
You were right. You called it earlier. It's the EX Guilty Pan. That is super scary.
I mean, we both saw that Skull Diver was basically face up, or at least it felt that way.
I mean, it felt like obvious, but only okay. Then again, I guess it's what, 6 guard? Yeah. So
6 guard, reestablish position, get some damage.
I was kind of expecting just a blood for blood response because, well, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. I was surprised Emogine outright crushed it. Like, I didn't think anything Bison played there was gonna get just completely crushed. Establish favorite range. Emogine should step forward 1, but she doesn't have to. Like, he only has 2 gauge, so she can do okay here. Yes, Blue, it's the slow backdash. Bison exceeding is an interesting decision that, like, it very much depends on the shape of the game. Most games that I see Bison, he does not exceed at all.
Bison exceeding is basically saying, I'm giving up tempo now to make up for if I whiff later.
Right. It's also like if you need to change cards 3 anyway, from your hands, like if you just got your hand revealed and you happen to have 3 gauge, then sure, it's fine.
Okay. Let's see what we've got.
Yeah, Guile wants to exceed as soon as he has 3 gauge. But he has a 2 gauge flip. It's just that he's a Street Fighter character.
So this is interesting again. It's Emogine on 6 cards in hand. That makes you wonder what they are. Is that an EX transform?
No. It is advancing probably 3. I wouldn't want to go all the way to the corner, or I wouldn't want to put myself that far in the corner even to pick up my favorite range.
Spent the chime.
I mean, I don't value chime, so.
Oh, the transform's nice.
I don't value the transform. It's fine.
I mean, Emogine is up, which reduces her damage potential some.
Yep. Comically enough. Good boost.
Good boost, head stomp.
Yep, noted good boost.
I'm liking the style of the 45-degree angle boost. It's got some sass to it.
And the other 45-degree angle for transforms.
Yeah. Spent the Bison dollars.
Huh.
Okay.
You don't see that every day. Did he draw for a turn?
Gonna wave my hand over there and hope they remember. They did not. Shall I this time?
Yes, please. Alright, and then she boosts for speed. Speed is really kind of bad here.
Right.
He's striking. Oh, with that card that he drew, too. She wild swings. Please hold. Bison, don't reveal. Please, no. It looks like he remembered this time. She spends a life. She gains a life. Discards her boost. Gains a gauge. Remains at 21.
I would have played that.
I wouldn't. It misses. That's quite good for her. Yeah. See, I want to take advantage of the guilty pan transformation.
Fair. That's fair. I was more just thinking I'm getting hit by something, so speed 6 dive is just nulling the beat.
Yeah. If he had 3 gauge, then I would have kept the dive. But he didn't have enough to threaten an ultra, so. Yep, and there's the spins. Hit for 6.
Gauge. Boost to the garbage.
Yep, that boost was already discarded, but whatever. Bison's advantage.
Draw.
I'll wait for it.
I'm gonna chime in at this point because they're both not looking at it at all.
Cool. All right, and then Bison action.
Bison action, which is fair and reasonable.
Imogene's turn. I saw them eyeing her exceed mode, but you know, I don't care for Ekats and Kier, so. I guess he just skipped his end of turn draw. Yeah. They caught it this time. Hooray!
Yep. We're all looking at Psycho Punisher. In fact, parry Psycho Punisher.
I mean, that seems correct. Yup.
Almost worth dumping this hand and some of that gauge. Force Bison to burn his resources.
Oh, I wonder if that's the other copy.
If that's the other copy,
you wild swing, and you play a speed 5, 6, or 7 attack with +2 power on it.
Yeah, Grasp here would be lovely.
Grasp stuns Psycho Punisher, and it's the funniest thing ever.
Grasp here beats basically everything Bison wants to do. Except like a second SSD would hold out.
Second SSD doesn't lose too much. Oh! Yes!
Oh, she's keeping.
Spice. Yes!
She should.
That is a 9 damage. That's lethal.
That's lethal. Point of order, she should have healed 1 for setting that, but...
No, she doesn't have blood for blood transforms.
Oh, fair enough.
That's why this is 9. She has guilty fan transforms.
Beautiful.
She could choose not to kill him, technically, but, like, there it is. All right.
Let's not have that. All right. Well, your best girl Emogine comes through. It was back-to-back Psycho Punishers.
It was. That's pretty impressive. Ready for that EX Psycho Punisher.
The EX would have actually still lost, hilariously.
Yep. He took one more than lethal. And he was 2 speed slower. Wow. That's my girl.
That was a match.
Sure was. Alright.
Commanding win for Emogine.
Yep.
And yeah, that wraps up this set.
And that'll wrap up the stream.
Yeah, that's definitely into my casting day. I don't know about you, but
thank you very much for joining me.
No problem.
Appreciate the co-casting.
It's been a pleasure. Since these will probably be split into different VODs once again, check out Level 99 Games Discord for further community events, including keeping tabs on this one. And if this is your first exposure to Exceed, check out Level 99 Games store, where all the sets should be in stock, ready for your gamer-oriented hands to get a hold of them.
All the things he just said, and also, happy gaming. Bye.